Go. Hey everyone, welcome back into the fruit farm. My name is Fritzies, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today we're going to be doing general readings for the month of September, and we're going to be doing this a little bit different. Our idea is that we're going to be doing one card per each zodiac sign that we have here. And while we're doing this, I also want you to be thinking about one of these three piles that we have right here. This is a pile that has an aquamarine. This is a pile that has a citrine. And this is a pile that has a black tourmaline. And when we do this reading, I want you to feel out which one of these card piles resonates the most with you. And this is going to synergize with your particular sign reading and pair it up with the pile that you have picked in order to have a general reading for the month of September. So I'm just going to give you a moment to really figure out which one of these three piles resonates the most with you. Pick one, two, or all three, but be very thoughtful about this. Got a pile in mind? Well, we'll put these aside for now, and then we go ahead and pick them up back a little bit later, and we will reveal them and do a reading based on these. So to start things off, we're gonna start off with Aries, and this is gonna be a very general reading. So for Aries, we have here the Eight of Swords reversed. For the month of September, I just want you to be very conscious of maybe the things that are making you feel like you are trapped. The things that you are currently doing, either on a job or a relationships with family perhaps, that are making you feel trapped where you don't really have a way to be free for yourself. This is for Taurus. We have the Empress reversed. So with the Empress reversed, I really want you to think of maybe some of the actions that you are particularly doing, or people that are very close to you that are doing, that are making you feel very uneasy, very unstable. Maybe things that are happening that are not making you feel very comfortable, very loved, very nurtured. Um, where we want to make sure that we're trying to keep those people in mind, or perhaps it's yourself. For the next one that we have is Gemini. So with Gemini, we have the Seven of Swords reversed. Is there something that you are doing behind the scenes that you don't want other people to know? Are there things that you are doing that may be a little bit questionable? Perhaps some things that you're not very happy or proud of doing? This is a really good time for you to start thinking of those actions, and for you to be really thinking of yourself, and perhaps um, what is the end goal that you're trying to accomplish, and are those actions helping you get there or are pushing you further away from your goals? Next one up is Cancer. So with Cancer, the Ace of Swords is reversed. This is about perhaps missed opportunities of where you are feeling like you're not taking advantage of some of the potentials that have been given to you recently. Are there certain things that are happening that may be just a little bit out of your control? And perhaps is there something that you can do about to fix having those things happen around you? Then for the next card that we have here, it's for Leo. And for Leo, we have the Justice card. Are there certain things that you are fighting or striving to have? Are you perhaps questioning certain decisions if they're going to go your way? Well, there is a lot of things that are happening that are going to be going mostly your way because of the time and effort that you're putting in making sure that what you are doing is the right thing, rather than just being swayed by other people who may be trying to give you the short end of the stick. Next one we have is Virgo. So with Virgo, we have the Death card. So with the Death card, this is about new beginnings, maybe about getting rid of the old and starting off with the new. This is a really good time for you in your life to be able to start feeling like you're turning on a new page. But are you really trying to move on from your past? or are you trying to hold on to things that you have lost into your new chapter going into your life? Perhaps a relationship that had ended. Don't try to bring the ex and the thoughts of that ex into the next chapter of your life. The next card that we have is for Libra. So for Libra, we have the Four of Cups reversed. This is about just being very unbothered, very unengaged. A lot of things are happening, really bothering you. A lot of things just not really catching your interest. Are there things that are going on that you just don't care too much about? Maybe there's some apathy happening around you or is coming from you. Maybe this is a good time for you to really to start to analyze why are you becoming very uninterested in certain things that are happening with your life right now. The next thing that we have is Scorpio. Scorpio with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is about taking chances, maybe taking certain risks that are happening or that are about to happen with you. And I do see that having those risks really go in your favor. Those opportunities that you have been trying to seize, where perhaps you're trying to put a little bit of more energy into making sure that they come true, well, that's really going to pay off for you in the end. Then the next one we have is Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is really about emotional investment, feeling like you are a part of or belonging to into the things that you're trying to engage into. You're becoming a lot more attached very sentimentally into the projects or the people that are happening around you. This is also a really good time for you to be very self-conscious of the levels of attachment that you're having towards other people and making sure that you're not being taken advantage. The next we have is for Capricorn. Capricorn, we have the Knight of Wands. Perhaps a little bit reckless, perhaps very one-tracked kind of a person, but in the end, you're getting a lot of your goals and a lot of your accomplishments completed. This is a really good time where if you have certain projects that you're trying to finish up or certain things that you are trying to accomplish for yourself, this is a good time to kind of drive it home and to make sure that you are getting those things done. But just make sure that you don't become so honed in what you're doing that you're forgetting the people or things around you at the next one that we have is Aquarius. We have the Page of Swords reversed. So perhaps you are trying to put a lot of trust into new endeavors and new things that are happening. Make sure that you are taking advice from other people in the way that you are trying to accomplish new goals and getting into new projects. I know you're feeling very adventurous, very risk taking, but make sure that you are doing those in a very smart way. I know that perhaps you may not want to listen to other people's advice because you want to do your own thing, but that may just be your downfall is not listening to others when they have really sound advice. And then next we have is for Pisces. Pisces, we have the Four of Swords reverse. Are there certain things that you're trying to force to happen that you just kind of need to let go? Are there certain things that you need to um, be letting go, letting them rest, not put your thoughts into that because there are other things that are more important that require your attention? Well, this is a warning to make sure that you understand that there may be certain things that should have more of your attention, and maybe certain things that you need to stop paying attention to, that you're putting a lot of investment in. This is a really good card for you to understand and to kind of wake up a little bit and kind of letting the things that don't need your attention just kind of let them go for now, come back to them later instead of focusing on them right now. And so with that, now we have our three piles. We'll start off with our pile with aquamarine. Now, based on the reading that you just had for your particular sign, try to pair it up with what we have here for the next upcoming reading. So what we have here is we have 5 cards. These 3 are going to be for your general reading. Then we have our oracle card, which is going to be an overall theme. And then we also have our blocker card, which is right here. So we'll start off with your regular reading. So if you chose Aquamarine, we have the Three of Pentacles reverse, which is about not really getting along with a lot of people. Maybe you're trying to make certain things happen with other people. You're trying to engage in a new project. Perhaps an idea is trying to come together. Perhaps people that you're working with at your current job just not really getting along as much as you want. With the Page of Pentacles upright, there are certain things that you are saying and that you are doing that are pretty accurate and that sound really smart. There is some things that you feel very comfortable doing. There are certain things that you really are trying to be open-minded at the same time, but if something doesn't ring true, you want to make sure that you cannot speak out about that. And with the Queen of Wands upright is that you can say and do these things in a very comfortable manner. This is a really good time for you to really take that confidence and even that sexiness if this relates to a relationship, and make sure you apply that whenever you are trying to engage in working with certain people that perhaps are not trying to be as cooperative with you as you like. The overall theme of what we're seeing here is the give and take. So there's going to be some times where you're going to have to know where to choose and pick your fights. Not everything has to be your way. Not everything has to be exactly how you want it to be, but the things that are the most important on how you feel they should be, those are the things that you can stand up for and kind of take a stance. And the same way that other people are asking and are trying to expect certain results from you, you can expect the same thing from them as well and not be afraid to communicate. Your biggest blocker is the Weaver. So with the Weaver card, you have to be very careful because you're the kind of person that likes to pull the strings in a very specific way. You like to make sure that when things occur, that they occur with a very specific movement, with a very specific take on things. You want it to be exactly right. But perhaps don't be too controlling. Don't try to focus on every aspect of what you're trying to get out of it. That can possibly be your biggest downfall. And with the way that all of these cards are synergizing together, perhaps you need to kind of let go of some of those expectations that you have and expectations that you have of other people, and only try to focus on the things that are the most important and hold on to those. Now, if you chose Citrine, this is the reading that we have. With the Two of Cups upright, this is about a time where you can bond with other people, or specifically if you're dating or if you're having a relationship, perhaps you want to get yourself out there a little bit more. Perhaps you want to reconnect with an old friend, perhaps make amends with a family member. This is a good part of where you have two people coming together and start a bonding experience where they're going to be very sentimental, very the uniting of two people that are just coming in together. With the Devil reversed and with the Temperance reversed, I just want you to be mindful that you have to be very patient in not just the other person, but also with yourself. With the Devil reversed is telling me that there is a lot of self affliction that you are causing onto yourself, maybe because you're being very impatient with either situation that is happening, perhaps with the other person or perhaps with yourself. Be very thoughtful and understand that there is a timing when it comes to everything, and not everything has to be rushed. Everything can be enjoyed in the moment. Enjoy the fact that there is this bonding occurring rather than focusing on the stuff that you don't have and that you wish you had right now. With the overall theme, we have to Walk with Wings. This card is really great if there are certain things that you want to start doing, things that you want to start diving into for yourself. You may not have all the resources that you want. Perhaps there are certain things that are not aligned perfectly, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that you cannot make it work in your own way. Be creative. Start having that optimism and that courage to know that things are going to turn out well, even if not everything is perfect. And then for the blocker card is the Strength card. This can mean one of two things. The first thing is that the Strength card could mean that there is a lot of energy and a lot of effort being put into something, where perhaps you just kind of need to let things be, where being vulnerable or exposing certain weaknesses are just okay, is part of our human nature, and that's what's making us connect with other people, is the fact that we can be vulnerable with others rather than always appearing like we have to be strong. The other meaning that this card could have in regards to this reading is that there is this persona, or there is this front of where if you don't know something, it is perfectly okay. You don't have to know how to deal with every situation exactly perfect. There are some things that are not your forte, and perhaps that's when somebody else can come in and start contributing to that part that you don't have. Perhaps something that you may not be good at is perhaps what somebody else might be good at. Something to really think about and something to really digest, that being vulnerable, it's okay. Then the last part is that if you pick the black tourmaline, these are the three cards that we have. With the Nine of Cups upright, this is about things kind of coming together for you. There's a lot of things that are starting to come true. There's a lot of big dreams and a lot of big wishes that you've had that you're going to start seeing come together little by little in your life. Perhaps there's a lot of things that you've been working for that are going to be turning up in your favor. With the Five of Wands upright, just keep in mind that because you're having all these things happen to you, that not everybody it's going to be enjoying them with you, or there's just gonna be some conflict occurring with other people in your life, perhaps a little bit of jealousy of people seeing your success and the things that are happening with you. But this is not a good time for you to be engaging in such negative energy. And I know that a big part of the conflicts with the Eight of Swords reverse are gonna make you feel like it's your fault. Not everything that happens in your life, or not a lot of things that occur of the successes that you're enjoying, is not because somebody else had to pay the price for it, where somebody had to get screwed over for you to get this one thing that you really wanted. Don't feel like you have to be the victim here. Don't feel like it things that are bad that happen are your fault, or it's karma coming around to bite you in the butt. Just be aware that there may be certain things that are happening, but not everything that happens is your fault, and you need to become very much aware of that. With the general reading is with the Raven's Wand. There's a lot of things that are coming together for you. This is like a second wind for you. This is the time for you to start seizing opportunities instead of feeling bad for yourself. Not focus so much on fighting other people, but perhaps making more amends. This is not a time for you to be guilty, or for you to feel trapped in whatever situation that you're in. This is an opportunity for you to be able to break free and to make any decisions that you want for yourself, and to know that these are the things that are going to help you get onto your next step of success. The biggest blocker that I'm seeing here with the Explorer is that a big part of it is that your heart and your mind are not in sync. There is an inner conflict that is happening with you, on where your heart and your mind are just not telling you the same thing. They're kind of fighting each other, and you need to make sure that you are aware of what is going to be the best and most beneficial thing for you, and you need to go off from that, whether that is following your heart, your passions, the things that you've been wanting to do, or the things that are the most logical and that make the most sense to you. That's completely up to you, but you're gonna have to make a decision, and you're gonna have to feel good about it. Even if you're torn between the two, you have to make a decision, and you're gonna have to start doing things for you. And other than that, this is the general readings that we have for September of 2019. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and like. If you are new to the channel, don't be afraid to subscribe. We try to give new videos every single week. And without further ado, fresh.